The trial in a New York state court is one of many legal issues for Trump as he considers another run for the presidency in 2024. Manhattan prosecutors last year indicted Trump's eponymous real estate firm and Alan Weisselberg, its chief financial officer at the time. Weisselberg pleaded guilty in August to helping the company defraud tax authorities for 15 years, in an agreement with prosecutors that required him to testify at the trial. Charges Weisselberg pled guilty to included grand theft and tax fraud, and he admitted concealing $1.76 million in proceeds. Weisselberg, who is considered the prosecution's star witness, is scheduled to testify along with Jeffrey McConney, the company's controller. Weisselberg will testify he believed everything he was doing was wrong, Netchley said during the video conference. "We think he's lying and we want to show that." Netchley said Weisselberg and McConney relied on outside accountants, who led them to believe that certain things were done correctly. The process of selecting a 12-member jury began, with Judge Juan Merchan presiding over a process he said could take 6 weeks. The judge briefed more than 100 would-be jurors on the allegations, telling them the company had pleaded not guilty and that a conviction required proof of guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Merchan heard from 19 prospective jurors who read him answers to a written questionnaire asking for basic biographical details, and whether they had strong opinions about Trump or his companies. Several jurors who said they had strong opinions but could remain fair were allowed to stay. One who said her views affected her ability to be impartial was fired. Attorneys for both sides have an opportunity Tuesday to question potential jurors more closely. Michael Van Der Veen, an attorney for Trump, told jurors his team will focus Tuesday on asking if the jury could truly be fair and impartial. He said he's optimistic the jury selection could be complete by Friday. Trump not fees. The Trump Organization, which operates hotels, golf courses and other properties around the world, could face fines of up to $1.6 million for the 3 counts of tax fraud and 6 other counts. The company has pleaded not guilty. Trump, a Republican businessman turned politician who rose to fame in New York, will not be charged in the case. Weisselberg has refused to cooperate with prosecutors in their investigation and has agreed to testify only as his plea agreement requires. Weisselberg is meeting with both sides to assure that his testimony goes smoothly, giving each the chance to learn what they may elicit. That is helpful to their respective positions, his lawyer Nicholas Gravanti said. In his guilty plea, Weisselberg admitted to schemes with the company so that substantial portions of his income and the income of other employees was unreported or misreported. Weisselberg has worked for the company for almost half a century. He went from CFO to senior advisor after he and the company were indicted. After his guilty plea, he was placed on paid leave, according to a person familiar with the matter. The Trump Organization after his guilty plea called Weisselberg a fine and honorable man. Weisselberg was promised a prison sentence of 5 months if he testified truthfully at the trial. The case is separate from a $250 million civil lawsuit filed by the New York Attorney General in September against Trump, 3 of his adult children and his company, accusing them of overstating the assets and his fortune to get cheap bank loans and insurance coverage. A prospective juror, a 34-year-old woman who was excused from serving in the criminal case for professional reasons, told reporters outside the courtroom that she could not have been impartial. "He's guilty in my mind, whatever the case is," she said of Trump. "Anything he does, his corporation does."